Okay, big one for you now, people. This one is a good one. Okay, we're gonna get into. I brought out. Look at this little tanky glass here. This one I'm quite interested in and potentially quite proud of because this is one of my scientific theories, and this is my theory of how humans have came into existence, how all life actually works, and how that we can improve life as well. And maybe this is already an understanding. In what case, it would just be one of those things where someone goes, "Actually, I haven't got this," but they go, "Yeah, of course. Well, obviously, idiot, aren't you? Well, actually, I was just working on something. That's a big folder back there. No, yeah, that's full of my notes of this specific idea. And if you're one of those people, I've got loads of stuff which you've already heard, probably. Anyway, so symbiosis. Yeah. Symbiosis, you might be thinking, I don't know what symbiosis is. You might be thinking, I don't know what symbiosis is. But I think symbiosis is the key to the operation and the how life works. And I also think, obviously, it's a good way to operate nature and potentially something to aim towards, and how we can start to actually create a more substantial and sustainable life and riches beyond this world. Okay, because what symbiosis is a relationship between two or more organisms, right? Doesn't have to be two, that live symbiotically together. So they do things which benefit each other, and they both grow consequentially from it. And there's several different types of organism, right? I think there's like parasitic, a lychee or something, not lychee, a lichen, a bit like werewolves or something. I think lichen. I think it is. I think it's lichen. And symbiosis. I think that's the three stages of like organic sort of interaction, and obviously different things have different consequences. But obviously, parasitic is the most chaotic and destructive. Oh, I think there's actually another one which is even worse than a parasite, because obviously a parasite lives off of something. I think the other thing is just kills it, just kills it off as well. But then there's probably other elements of that, like farming and all these sorts of things. So we're probably aware of a lot of these things as humans. We're a bit of everything, I guess. But I'm not talking about humans overall. I'm talking about the human body, right? Now, here's my theory of how organisms, intelligent life, came into living. Okay, primordial soup. We're on the big planet with goo. Okay, there's all this stuff floating around. There's all these organisms swallowing each other. Okay, one thing swallows something, the thing's still living inside of it. It's eating it. The other thing's eating it, and then suddenly the big thing's still eating things, and the smaller thing going, actually, it's not too bad. I'm living off of this thing, right? And then maybe you've got something which has got swallowed several different things, and they're all sort of eating off of each other. Now, at some point, right, those organisms have like given up their mouths or whatever, and they start to live in harmony together. They start to live symbiotically together. Okay, and could you imagine? And then then you get a multi-cell organism, all of which lives in harmony, all producing different enzymes and different histamines or something or whatever to benefit and grow together. So then you'd have like an outer membrane and all these sorts of things. And the things which survive, obviously, are the things which learn to live and operate together. Because if you get anything on your body, you wipe a load of moss on your body and it's poison, you're going to die. And then the moss is going to die as well. Or maybe the spores will come off and it'll go on to another thing. But, it's not really healthy. Now, if the moss, because that's what a lichen is. A lichen is a moss that grows a lichen. I can't remember how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it, honestly. And it lives on a tree, but it lives. It doesn't hurt the tree. It doesn't affect the tree. And it just takes in moisture. Now, if it was actually to splice in with the tree and benefit the tree, and the tree would benefit it, and it would actually grow and get a stronger being, then that would be symbiosis, and then you'd be like a multi-cell organism thing. So, what I realised was all these cells, potentially every cell, all the skin cells, that was its own organism at one point, which we put on, or ended up landing on us, and over time it's actually grown into a really complex skin. You know, and it could be made up of loads of different things. The hairs could be things, and over time, there's things which haven't. I have to keep wiping it. You know, you can see in films, they put the bottle up to their eyes, and they look at them. Yeah, then you get the big circle. Yeah, but basically, over time, the things which don't help as much as the other things, they sort of wither away and die, or do they? Because this is the next step in the thing. If you were an intelligent enough creature, an alien, a dragon, a spirit, or something, yeah, and you know that symbiosis is the key to successful life, you could take a bunch of different animals, right? You could cut their mouths off, you could cut their brains off, right? You could graft them onto each other, right? Then you put the mouth on the end of one of the organisms, and then suddenly they all live together, you know? So what if something came to our planet and they picked out a bunch of organisms which they like the look of, put them all together, we'll start with the bones, and we'll slap some of this meat on it, we'll do all of this, hey, look, it's taken, and it's wonderful, and there you go, you've grown yourself a multi-cell organism which is sentient and intelligent, you know. Because there's another video we're going to do called Dog World, which is this idea of how much of the world is actually being made and cultivated. Because for dogs, I'm spoiling the video already. Because you know, if dogs are made, they're cultivated by man, aren't they? Let's say they're man's best friend, aren't they? Now, if we all just switch off our memory and woke up, wouldn't we think that dogs are just like all other animals? You know. So how many animals have been cultivated? You know, and you know they say in Noah's Ark, you know, Noah took 2 by 2 animals. What if all of the animals are... Well, let's not spoil it. There's a taster. All dogs. Right. Back to symbiosis. So, my conception is we could potentially make other organs if we wanted to. Okay. Now, this isn't some Frankenstein thing, because I'm not saying you can bring back dead things to life, but I'm saying that maybe you could graft other organs from other life forms, provided they're in the similar genome, right, and put them into our body to create new hormones and stuff. Okay, because you say, oh, we need to have more, you know, exomophone. Okay, we need more exomophone. Humans can't produce exomophone. Yeah, what they do is they could grow an organism either in a lab, or they could take it from the exomophone bird, right? And then they can cut it out and graft it to the human, and then hopefully, if it takes, you know, and it doesn't, you know, either eat the human or the body destroys it because it doesn't like it or something like that, and it takes, then suddenly we can produce exomophone as much as we like. And I also think this could be the key to dealing with a lot of like viruses and diseases and all this sort of thing, because not always, I don't know honestly, but a lot of the time something's in us or something bad's somewhere, and we want to destroy it. We'll burn it, we'll like scrub it away, we'll, you know, break it down, bleach it, try and destroy it pretty much. But what if you could like cure it? You know, because these things are unintelligent life and they don't understand that, you know, once the body dies, they're also going to die. What if there's a way of actually curing it, stopping it being a parasite, and then becoming a lichen or a symbiotic part? But the thing is, you don't want to have loads of symbiotic viruses in your body, because they're not going to be helping you. Do you know what I mean? So that's just clutter. But if you can mature it, you know, like cheese, because cheese is bacteria, and all these things are a lot of these things, they're organisms that grow, but there's certain ways which you can mature them so that they're cured, and then you can have like cured stuff, and that's where I think it's probably where the word cured comes from, isn't it? So yeah, how brilliant is that? It's interesting, isn't it? Symbiosis. What else? yeah, symbiosis is the key to healthy life, and I think there's lots of things mechanically and organically, and like in chemistry, and things that operations that we can do to be more symbiotic, and we shouldn't really be doing a lot of things that don't have an end plan. And honestly, a lot of it's done out of fear and greed and stuff. But problems to me are, I'm interested by that sort of stuff, and I think a lot of things can be resolved and completed, and should be. And you know, this might spark an uproar with a lot of people, because they'll say, "Oh well, I don't want to lose my plastic. 'Cause plastic is a wonder stuff." Um, and some people might say, "Oh no, but we can't do anything without it being proper because then, we're going to destroy the world and it's greedy and stuff." But um, well, there's, I don't know. There is a go between, I guess. There's maybe something like that. Anyway, what else was symbiosis? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, symbiotic things are the best things and the strongest things, I think. Um, and I think we can manufacture more symbiotic. And I'm betting on symbiotic life being, the key to evolution and progression. Because like farming things, as long as as profitable as it is, you can lose a lot of important parts. You can also cultivate, because cultivation is important. Cultivate a lot of things. Because this is the thing, right? With God and stuff. Okay, if God is all the good stuff, right, and that occurs naturally in a good environment, um, it might be important for us as humans who can record those good things to actually, sow the seed of God. But we have to do it in such a way that it's in line with the proper rule, because otherwise you'd end up with an unbalance and it's dangerous. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, to think, do you trust God or do you do the work of God? But anyway, I think symbiosis is really quite important, and I think we could be making a lot of good stuff. Really, that's about it. So I'm gonna go make my Frankenstein guy who's gonna sell fruit for me on the street corner, and yeah, all right. I'd better go do that now, I guess.